for telling me, Chris. You see what's going on here. Okay, it says it's getting ready to go live. There, it's back. Okay, it looks like I'm back. Chris, can you check? And then I'll check my comments. I don't know why it did that. Oh, I hope it comes on for you guys because it says it's on, but it's not. What on earth? I'm still not. Oh, hi, Linda. Oh, it's on. Okay, it looks like I'm not moving again, so I couldn't tell. Okay, there it's go. Okay, good. Yay. Sorry, guys. Okay, good. It's working now. It seems like every single time I do a live, something weird happens. But Chris, thanks for coming on. Yay, I'm so happy. Thanks, Chris. I would not have known that it went off. Okay, I think it's still working. So Chris, thanks. If you can come back over, if it goes off again, let me know. I'll keep watching for you. That helped me out a lot. Okay, now we're back on, so I'll get going here. Okay, I always showed you, well, those of you on YouTube, let me tell you real quick, I think it went off about this time. I've got anything with the card, if you do the card kits, if you place that order. Okay, Barb, YouTube quit, but it's going again. So if you'd rather watch on YouTube, you can, but thanks for letting me know. Okay, I think I'm missing a bunch of people. Linda's here now. Okay, good. So let me get my chat back up on YouTube. That way I can tell if somebody tells me it's off. Let's see. Okay, right. I'm hoping I'm back on because I'm still seeing some people say they don't have Facebook either. I want to make sure it's still working. Okay, well, I'm just going to keep going. And if it doesn't work, then I will just download or upload, or whatever it's called. I'll download the one off of Facebook and upload it to YouTube because I can do that. Okay, I am on. Thanks, Marva. Okay, good. I'll just keep going. Hopefully YouTube won't act up again. I think that was a YouTube thing because everything's working good on Facebook. So, technology is wonderful when it works, but boy, when it messes up, and it seems to be messing up a lot anymore. Thanks, Robin. Good. I'm so glad it's back on. Okay, so I'll recap again. If you place that $35 order, here are the card kits. And then everything's embossed and die cut for you. And I'm also giving you 8 of the Trex already punched out since the punch isn't available anymore. And this one is the fun fold. So I know this is Christmas in July, but this set, you can do so many different things with it. I thought, okay, I'm going to make one Christmas card, and then the rest of them are going to be ones that you can use anytime throughout the year. And, oh, yeah, so you get the card kits, and then if you bump it up to the $50 order, you get the full pack of the Rustic Metallic Adhesive-Backed Dots. So there are a bunch of small ones up here you can't see under the label. Okay. Oh, Barb, that works. If you just stay here, hopefully Facebook won't mess up. Well, Denise is saying I'm cutting in and out. Ugh. I wonder if we're having a storm or something. I'm down here in the basement in my office. I can't hear a thing. Patty says she's got thunderstorms there. Chris says it's freezing up. It must be my internet. Well, I'm going to keep going, and if it keeps messing up, I'll just record another video and put it on so that way the class video is working better. But I am sorry about this, guys. It's definitely got to be my internet. It does look like the signal's gone down just a little bit. But like I said, I'm going to keep going. You never know with lives if things are going to start messing up. So hopefully that'll start working. I'm kind of wondering if we're having a storm coming or something. Okay, I'm going to get the first kit out. And this one is a piece of Pebbled Path. This is one of the new in colors. It's a 5.5 by 8.5. Good, Denise. I'm glad it's working better. I hope it keeps working. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, good, Debbie. It could be it could be too where you're at. There are so many storms out everywhere, I think. So it could be storms are messing up at people's internets. And it definitely could still be mine. I just still don't have the best internet out here. We live out in the country. And we still don't have fiber out here, so I can't wait till we can get fiber. Or REMC, our electric company, is working on getting it out here. So hopefully we'll get it pretty soon. Okay. Okay, good. Anne says it's working pretty good there. So good. I'm going to keep going. I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully it'll keep working for everybody. Okay. So this was done with the metal plate folder. This is a 3D folder. This is the first time I've used it, but it is perfect for the truck, I think. And then I'm going to go ahead, and you could use foil with this to make it look really cool, but it looks really good with the boho blue. So this is a 5 1/4 by 4. And I just realized I didn't bring in the stamp set. But see what I mean? How you can use so many, make so many different kinds of cards with this. I really like this one a lot. And I'm using quite a few of the stamps. But it's a really neat set. So this is a good one just for a standalone if you don't have the punch. I am going to go ahead and show you what the punch looks like, though. So there's, if I'm getting light right. There we go. There's the punch. This, at first I wasn't sure what this is, but that's probably for the, I can never know what it's, the part above the tires. I can never remember what that's called. Up above the tires. And then that makes us if you want to punch the wheels. And this one, I am not positive. That might be the window. Maybe if you want to put like a piece of foil or something there to make it look more like a window. But but I'm going to be giving you just the trucks because that's all you're going to need. But that won't be available again until October 16th. That's why when it first came out, all the demonstrators being included, it's like, if you want that punch, make sure you get it right away. Our punches seem to sell out quick. And then it always takes quite a while for them to be able to make some more. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a piece. I am using, I could have brought the paper over, I forgot. This is the Let's Go Fishing DSP. And so it's got, well, that doesn't show fish. It's got lures on it, though. But you can also use the other side to work with other things. And these patterns work really good with the truck set. So this is a 5 1/4 by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put this across the bottom. Line it up like so. Ooh, I definitely made that too long, didn't I? So what I'm going to do, that's why I always put it on this before I put it on the card base. That way I can turn it over just in case that happens. And I just put those scissors right up against that cardstock edge and cut the excess off. So that is ready to go. And now I'm going to use a piece of ribbon. This is Pebbled Path textured ribbon. This is in the annual catalog. And I'm going to put it here on the back. I'm going to grab a silicone mat because I don't want to get adhesive on this. It almost always goes on this. And this one's kind of textured and it's a little hard to get it off sometimes. So I'm going to put this right across the top. And we'll do this. There we go. And now that I've got the ribbon going, let me put this down a little bit. It looks like it's a little cockeyed. That's one thing. Once it's attached, you can still play around with it and get it straight. There, that looks a little better. It's still kind of up a little bit. I think it's getting caught on my DSP. Might have to unattach it again. Oh, no, that's better. There we go. Now I'll put some adhesive on here along the edges, and then I'm going to put this right in the middle, like so. And I'll put this over to the side. I think those colors, the boho blue and the pewter, not pewter, it looks like pewter, Pebbled Path looks really good together. Now this is, I die cut this out of a piece of Very Vanilla. It was 4 3/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. And let me show you the Deckled Rectangles in case you don't have these. Now these are on low inventory. I checked inventory right before I came on. Oh, thanks, Linda. Isn't it pretty? I really like the papers too. So all these different sizes, there are 8 dies all together. And whenever I say like number 5 die, I start counting with the smallest. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if I was doing the 5th one. Now this one was the number 6 die, so it'd be this one right here is what die cut this. So next time when I start telling you numbers, you start from the number 1 is the smallest and go up. So I'm going to go ahead and start stamping on this one. Get that silicone out of the way. I don't think I need that anymore. And now I'm going to take, let's see oh yeah, that's what I want to start with. This one makes it look like a road. So it's going to make a really neat edge for my road. Makes it look like it's a shadow probably from the tires. And I'm going to put this, I'm going to put there's a straight line right here along the top. That's the one I want to be the top. So I'm going to come over here, have the edge off the side of the paper just a little bit, because I don't want to have a little gap there. And I'm going to have them overlap just a little bit because I don't have a space there. There we go. So now I've got like a little road there. Now I'm going to take one of my small, we've got the regular blending brushes. This is a small blending brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the pebbled path. I want it to be kind of light, so I'm going to start over here and make sure it's not too dark. That looks good. And now I'm just going to go over where the road's at. I think I'm going to add a little more ink. There we go. You always want to test it over here first. You might think you don't have much ink on, and then it ends up being a ton, and you don't want a big blotch there. I'm okay with there having a few little blotches because your road is not going to look perfect anyway in real life. There we go. So now we've got our little road. I'm going to grab, there's also a little stamp. They thought of everything when they made this stamp set. This little stamp has a little zigzag, so it's kind of like the grass. So I'm going to grab my Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to put some little zigzags right across the road here. That. Let me think here. You know what? I need to do... Oh, no, this will work. Never mind. I'm going to put this. I think this will work. Because I stamped my truck on first, but it's a little hard to get the grass underneath the truck. So I thought this would be easier. Now we'll see if it's easier. Okay, now you can still see there's vanilla right there, and that looks okay, but I kind of want to have that colored in a little bit. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Right marker that's Mossy Meadow. I am using 4 Stampin' Right markers, but I'm making sure they're all from the Neutrals collection. So that way, if you don't have any of our markers, you could just buy one of the sets and be ready for the card. So I'm going to just color this in just a little bit. It doesn't take long to go around. I'm using the brush tip. You can use whichever tip you want. Now, this is one of our older brushes. Markers. I don't have any of the new ones. I've got new ones in colors, but I'm not using any of the in colors. So the tip is really nice now. So I won't bother to show the writing tip, I mean. The brush tip that I'm using here is about the same on the new markers. But this one, I've never really liked this one. And it's because this has plastic and then the little ink comes on the end. With our new ones, the whole thing is the felt or whatever that's the material. So it's all inked up. Works a lot better. So there, we've got that going there. I'm going to grab my little truck. I'm going to use, I've got some green on there, use the outline first. And I'm kind of wanting to go with lighter colors on this one. So I'm going to use Pebbled Path instead of Tuxedo Black Memento. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp this on the road. I think this is still going to work. I know that the green, if it doesn't, it's not going to. You know what? We're going to do this. Sorry. This isn't technical difficulties. This is me messing up. Let's try this again. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this done quickly. I knew I was doing something wrong there. So this is the way you want to do this. I won't explain it. I'll just hurry up and do it since I already explained it. Get it done a little quicker. Okay, now we want to do the truck. As soon as I started doing that grass, I thought, oh, that is not going to work. There we go, because on here, now we don't see the grass with the wheels, because he's not driving on the grass, he's driving. We want the grass to be behind. It looked like it's behind the truck, so that's why that wouldn't work. It looks like he's driving on the grass in that one. So we don't want him doing that. He'll have an accident. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the grass. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm only going to do one little piece right there in the middle. I'm not going to worry about it going all the way to the edges. But then I'm going to go start close to the truck and then go out. So now it's going to look like it's the grass is behind it now. There we go. That's going to be a lot better. And then I can take the marker and I can even make, oops, wrong side. I can even kind of color little zigzags to get a little closer to the truck too, and to fill it in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a little truck there. Zigzags, and color them in till I get to the tire there. That's much better. Now it looks like it should. I'm glad I did that over again because I could not have fixed that one. So that's what you want it to look like. Oops, got a screen. There we go. Now I'm going to do that truck. I want it to look like an old truck. So what I'm going to do, there is a stamp that colors it in. So I'm going to take my boho blue, and I want it to be a light blue. I don't want it to be real dark, because I want this to look like an old truck, and if it's the boho blue color without stamping off, it's not going to look old. So it's going to look like a brand new one. So I'm going to stamp off so it's a little lighter. I'm going to take my pebbled path again, put a little bit of ink on here, not a lot, kind of pounce on it so it's not too dark. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go in a couple of spots, maybe a little bit up here. It's kind of like little worn areas of the truck. I'm going to line this up. And when I line this up, I look along the top edges right up here. I think it's a lot easier to line up. I don't look at the wheels down here, because when I kept doing that, I kept going too high. So there, now you see, hopefully you can see that. There's some little grays in it. So it's just a worn little truck. And then I'm going to grab, this says Farm Fresh. I'm going to stamp it right here in the pebbled path. And it fits perfectly on the door. So now it says Farm Fresh. You can do so much with this set. There's a lot of really neat things you can do with it. Now, the flowers I'm going to use. At first, I stamped, and they almost look like sunflowers. I originally stamped it with the pebbled path, and it just didn't show up very well when I stamped to color in the flowers. So I'm going to use my Tuxedo Black Memento. It helps do the outline a lot better. And we'll put that there. I got a little too high, but that's okay. So we've got that right there. If I'm really worried about it, I could make little lines here to bring the stems down a little farther, but I think that looks fine. Now I'm going to grab the flowers. Oh, there they are. These flowers will color these in. And I still kind of want the light look to them. I don't want these to be bright cherry cobbler. So I'm going to stamp off, line these up with the flowers. Having to stop talking just so I'm trying to get it so I can see where I'm stamping. There we go. That's the bad thing about videos. My head always gets in the way if I get right over it, so I don't want to block the screen. It's hard to line it up sometimes at an angle. Now, there's nothing to color in those leaves, so I'm going to use, or stamp, I mean. So I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow again and color those leaves in. And because I wanted to, and I'm even going to bring those stems down just a little bit with my green. There we go. Now you can't tell that I didn't get all the way down. There we go, perfect. Now I'm going to grab my crumb cake. If you've got more markers, you could also use yellow. But like I said, I want to stay with the neutrals, so I'm going to use my crumb cake for the flower centers on that. And now there's even a stamp that does the wheels. Oh, Christy, you liking the truck? Yeah, isn't it cute? I love it. I'm going to ink this up with my Tuxedo Black, because I want my tires to be black for this one. Now, I learned, because I've been playing with this last night and today, I'm going to look at those not holes, but the circles, and get them right in those holes for the tire, and that makes it line up a lot better. I was actually trying to look at the wheels, and I had trouble. One side would always be higher than the other. So now I'm going to, let's see, move my microphone so I can get over a little better. So I'm actually looking at my circles, making sure they're going right in those holes, and then everything else lines up. There we go. So there's the wheel all colored in. Now, we've got to make a little scene here. There's, of course, some trees. I'm going to get my boho blue closed before it. Well, no, I need this. That's right. I've got to do my sky. Now I'm going to grab the trees. There's one that does the outline and one that does the trees. I'm going to use Early Espresso because I want the trunk to be brown. And it's okay if it goes down in the grass because it's in the grass. We've got that there. Oh, I just did it in boho blue. Good thing I've got my chamois. I've got to use it a few times anyway because I'll be changing colors here in a little bit. Now we're doing our espresso, or I am doing our espresso. I'll stamp that one right here. So I've got two little trees. It's driving by. Grab my mossy meadow. Oops. And I'm going to just put these in. I went back and forth on whether to stamp these off like I did the truck and everything else. I'm going to go ahead and just do them without stamping off. There we go. Now, if I can line these up at an angle, you're going to be able to do it when you can get your head right over it. There we go. So there we've got that. It's turning into a cute little scene, isn't it? I really like this set. Okay. Well, hi, Paula. I'm glad you're here. Oh, good, Karen. I'm glad you're liking the truck and how I'm coloring it. I love that Farm Fresh stamp, too. It's a lot of fun. I love the font on it, too. Okay, now I'm going to stamp the greeting. I'm going to be using this one. It says, sending you sunny thoughts. And I went back and forth on the color. I was going to do it in gray, but then it was kind of bland looking, so I'm going to use my cherry cobbler. I'm going to put that right across the top here in the center. Okay, now I'm going to add some clouds. I wanted to get that greeting in first. That way I had room for it. And there is a little cloud, if I can find it. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. There is one that colors it in, but I'm actually not using that on any of my cards today when I'm doing the cloud. I kind of liked it better just leaving them white. So I'm going to put a couple. This is with the Pebbled Path. Put one here. And let's put another one over here. Now we could stop there, but I want to keep going. I'm going to grab my boho blue and another small blending brush. Just tap it off so it's not too dark of a blue. Now this one I'm okay with having some blotches, so I'm just kind of picking it up and doing it in different places. Trying not to get blue. It's okay if you get blue on the cloud because I actually did that on my original a little bit. Oops, I forgot. See, that's what happens when you forget to wipe it off a little bit on your... It's still going to look okay, but now I've got kind of a blotch right there. Put a little bit right here. That's a nice thing with the small ones. I can go into little spots. The big one, the regular size ones, I probably couldn't have done that. But that just kind of gives me a little bit of a sky look. And I forgot I would need to color those trunks in because I thought that looked kind of funny. So I'm going to grab my Early Espresso marker. Once again, this is from the Neutrals collection. And color that in real quick. And of course you can use blends too, but the markers will work just fine. Okay, I do believe I am done with my scene. So there we've got that. Isn't that cool? I really like this set. It is so cute. Okay, now I'm going to bring this back in. I'm going to put this on with dimensionals, though. Almost forgot. Since it's a big piece, and nobody but you will see the back, because it's going to be covered up. So I'm going to put one in each corner, and I'm going to put one right in the center to help support the center. Take those paper backings off. Actually, almost done with this card. It would have gone a lot faster if I hadn't messed up. Put this right in the center. Like so. Okay. Oop, I got that all cockeyed. I think I can lift it back up again. If I can't, I'm not going to worry about it because I don't want to tear my paper. Oh, that's a little better. Okay, there we go. Now, I want to do my inside. Almost forgot that part. This is a piece of Very Vanilla that's 5 1/4 by 4. Now, all of these cards are going to be using Very Vanilla instead of Basic White like I normally use because there's Very Vanilla in the DSP. Oh, thanks, Carrie. I'm glad you like how I did the sky. It looks pretty cool. Oh, good, Linda. I'm glad you're loving it. I knew you were excited about this class. You said that earlier today. Yeah, Linda, I went back and forth about getting this set, and I'm really, really, really glad I did. I really like it. I plan to use it a lot. And because it covers more than just Christmas, they did say we're going to have this. They'll reorder it a few times because sometimes online exclusives don't come back once they sell out, but this one's going to be around for a little while. So I stamped this one. I'm going to stamp this one down just a little bit so it's a little shorter. And where did I put the top of the tree? There we go. And do the green, the mossy meadow again. Line this up. I'm not kidding. If I can line this up at an angle, those trees are really easy to line up. Then I'll hurry up and color the trunks in again. And then you can definitely just leave it like this. But I kind of wanted to have a little scene here. I'm going to grab my boho blue again and my small blending brush, come off a little bit again, and then I'm going to kind of go around the trees just in that little corner. There we go. So now I've got a little sky around the trees. Now I'll go ahead and put this on the inside. Oh, come on. There we go. And this will just go right here on the inside. Oop, I got a little glue on the out. Throw that away. Don't need that. This will go right here in the center. And now we've got to put some bling on there. I'm going to grab my Rustic Metallic Dots that I've already got open. And I thought, and it really doesn't matter with the circles whether they have ink in them, but they're just easier to ink instead of just doing the tires. Because I'm going to be covering that up. It still helps to line up those circles, though, to line up the tires right. I thought it would look cool if we had a couple of these large Rustic Metallic Dots there. And I think that's all I did. Yep, that's all I did on this one. So there we go. That is the first card. Didn't think we were ever going to get through that with all the technical problems, but we did it. So there we go. There's the first card. Now I'm getting ready for the Christmas card. I'm kind of move some things around here. I'm making a big mess again. I'm using so many stamps, it's going to be hard to find them now that I'm making my mess. Okay. So here I'm using traditional colors. So we're going to have a nice little rustic Christmas card. Hubcaps, yes. Thank you. I have trouble thinking of things sometimes. Thanks, Chris. You're helping me out a lot today. Now, in my kit, I went ahead and did a couple of the trucks just in case I mess up. But it's really pretty easy to line up. So I'm going to grab, because I tested it before I came on. So I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to be using Early Espresso this time. I'm kind of interchanging, just showing you how you can use different colors for the truck outline. So I need to find where I threw that. There it is. Need to clean it off since I had it with the pewter. Why do I keep on calling that pewter? Pebbled Path. I don't know why I'm calling it pewter. It's the first time I have. And I've done it a few times tonight. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp this outline with my Early Espresso. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, just do it nice and slow. There we go. Oh my goodness. I don't think I could have done any better. There we go. But like I said, you'll have 8 in your card kit if you place that order to get the card kits free. So now I'm going to grab Cherry Cobbler. This time I'm not going to stamp off when I color it in. I better clean this one off too. I'm going to be cleaning off stamps a lot because I just had to put the truck on all the cards. I probably could have made some without it, but that truck is just too cute. So I'm going to color this in with the Cherry Cobbler. And I went back and forth. I stamped off once, and it was almost turned into like a pinkish color, and I didn't want that. I wanted to have that good old rustic red pickup truck you see on all the Christmas decorations. If you go to any craft fairs, and once again, I'm lining up the top instead of looking down at the wheels. There we go. I get it almost perfect every single time when I line it up that way. So there we go. Now we have our red truck. I'm going to go ahead and do the wheels quick. Grab my memento again. It's funny, when it's upside down, it looks like a couple of eyes. Okay. Turn this over. Line up those circles into the hubcap, middle of the hubcap. And there we go. So the truck is all done. Actually, too, with the, if I had wanted to put that, Farm Fresh stamp on there, I would probably want to stamp off because it'd probably be a little too dark. Actually, I could probably still do it. I could do it in the early espresso since you can still see the lines of the truck. That would still work. So never mind. You don't have to stamp off. That would still show up just fine. But there, I've got that. So I'm going to put that to the side. This is a piece of Very Vanilla that was a 3 3/4 by 2.5. Once again, use those Deckled Rectangles dies. This is the number 4 die. And this time I'm going to make the ground, because I was just trying to go with colors that I was using for this one. I'm going to use Wild Wheat. Actually, the DSP I was going to use on this card was Wild Wheat, was why I went with this, and then I ended up changing it, but it still looked good, so I'll just keep it with the Wild Wheat. Now, this time I'm going to keep it closer to the bottom, so I'm not going to worry about taking my blending brush and coloring it in like I did with the other one. So this is another way you can do it. Now I'm going to grab my little truck. I'm going to lay it down. It's going to go about the center. I'm going to be doing my, putting a Christmas tree in the back, a little pine tree. Start with the outline. So I'm going to grab my Mossy Meadow. And it goes in this way. I'm going to just hold my fingers here, hold the truck down just for a second so I have an idea where it's at. It doesn't have to be perfect because the truck can go up a little bit higher. That gives me an idea where it's at. When I first did it, I would either do it too high or too low, and then it wouldn't work with the road down here. So there, that looks good. Okay, so now I know that's in the right spot. Ink up the one that colors it in with the Mossy Meadow, stamp off, and then this will color in the tree. Okay, now I want to start putting some clouds on here. So I'm going to grab this. I used the Memento this time instead of the Pebbled Path. And I'm going to go ahead and clean this just because the center has a bunch of ink in it. I don't want to have any blotches. Going from Pebbled Path to Memento, it wouldn't have hurt the ink pad at all, but I want to get that center cleaned up a little bit. Okay. Kind of lay the truck down here again. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. If I have a cloud behind the truck, it's going to look fine. If I had stamped the truck directly to this piece, it would have made a difference. But it won't make a difference on this one. Now I'm going to make the sky again, and it's actually easier to do before you put the truck on. So using my boho blue again, I'm doing the same thing I did with the first one. If I can find, there we go. Grab my small one, ink it up, get a little bit of the ink off, and then just do a few little blotches, trying not to get it on the clouds or the tree. Ooh, I forgot to do it again. Do as I say, not as I do. I think I can make this work though. So I'm just going to have a little darker sky. It's still going to be just fine. Okay. Wish I could do this a little better. Oh, there. So just keep going over it. It'll soften it up because you're putting some light around it. So it doesn't look quite as bad as it did a minute ago. I think it doesn't look as good on the screen. Sorry about that. It looks better in person. So I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to wait a minute. This I'm going to put on with dimensionals. So I'm going to grab this piece. This was done out of a piece of Mossy Meadow that was 4 1/4 by 3 and used the number 5 die. So just one die up from the one I used on the vanilla one. And this is just going to go on the green one. Boy, this thing's not wanting to work. There we go. Well, I keep forgetting it really does work better if I don't do it on that. Let me wheel it up. There. It does work better if it's not on the Stampin' Pierce mat sometimes. Put that in the center. And then I'm not going to put the truck on just yet because I want to put that on the card base. It's a lot easier to put layers on before you start putting dimensional stuff on it. So this tree, oh, wait a minute. I do want to do the inside. I'm almost done. This one's going together really fast. This one you could probably mass produce as your Christmas card and get a lot done really quick. This is a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of Very Vanilla. Oh, you love the, yeah, I love the red too, Chris. Red's my favorite color. I think Cherry Cobbler is my favorite of our reds. It has been for years. I still love it. Oh, good, Don. I'm glad you're loving it. I'm here looking at my Facebook. I was missing. Good. Everybody's loving it. Linda and Karen. Good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my truck again. Oh, there it is. If you see me doing this, it's because I can't find what I'm looking for. I'm going to do my early espresso again. Now, you could stamp the whole truck in this if you wanted to. I'm just going to put some of it in there, making it so a little bit of the bed of the truck is showing. Grab my cherry cobbler. And I'm going to color that in. I kind of like the look of the partial truck. So line in those the top edges again. There we go. Where did my tires go? Now, I think I am done with it. Well, no, I still need to do the greeting. I was almost done with the red. I'm going to go ahead, since I've got the wheels, I'm going to go ahead and ink them both, even though the other wheel's not showing. I will get that lined up. There we go. And yes, the reason I'm showing the bed of the truck a little bit, I want to see a little bit of the tree again, too. That way it still looks like a Christmas truck. So there's the outline. Right there. I like how they've got it so it just leans right up against the back of the truck. The camper of the truck. Now I'm going to stamp off. There we go. So there's our little inside. Little truck that's starting to drive into the card. And now I'm going to grab the greeting. This is a piece of very vanilla that is 2 1/4 by 3/4 inches. Grab my cherry cobbler again. Oh, come on. And then the one that says, wishing you a festive Christmas. I'm going to stamp that in the center. There we go. And that is all the stamping. So let me get that out of the way. Grab my card base. This is Mossy Meadow, 5 1/4 by 8.5. 5.5 by 8.5. Get those corners lined up. Now I'm going to grab a piece of cherry cobbler. This is 5 1/4 by 4. And this is another piece of that Let's Go Fishing, 2 inches by 4 inches. And this brown is actually pecan pie, I do believe. But it still looks really good. So if you've got pecan pie, you could also use that along the bottom instead of the wild wheat. You'll see the paper I was going to use on this card, on the next card. Because I really needed it for the first card, so I always like to use use different DSP designs so you get to see more of them on my cards. So that's why I changed it out. So I've got that one on there. This can go on the card base. Oh yeah, this is working a lot better now that it's on hard surface. Put this right in the center. There we go. And I'm going to do something a little different with this. A lot of times I would just put this way. I kind of like it angled. Every once in a while, I like to angle my image. Just gives it a different look. Just going to angle it. Oops, don't want it upside down though. I'll do it about like that. Now I'm going to bring my little truck in. Grab my dimensionals. I'm going to put one up here and then 2 on each end. That should hold it just fine. And then this will just go right here. I'm going to line up that tree. And I'm kind of looking at the tires too to make sure that looks okay on the road. Now it does. There we go. Isn't that cute? But we got at that greeting. So I'm going to put this on. You could put this on with dimensionals too if you want to. But I decided just to put it down with regular adhesive. But I'm going to keep it straight, but I want to kind of have it intersect, or overlap, my green rectangle just a little bit. So there, we've got that. Now I'm going to grab my bling again. Oh, let's do the inside, because I know I'm going to cover that up and lose it. I'm impressed I didn't need my extra truck. If I hadn't put the extra truck in, I probably would have messed it up. There we go. I really thought that looked cute for the inside of the truck. Now we need the bling. Where did I put my bling? I don't want to open up that other package. Might have to. Oh, there it is. I knew I had it here somewhere. At this time, just to change it up a little bit, I'm going to use small ones on the hubcaps. There we, oops. Well, I wonder if I didn't get the glue dot. I didn't get the glue dot. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. I'll mess with that later. See if I got the glue dot this time. There we go. There. So it looks good if you put the little ones on there too. So that kind of gives you a different look. Let me grab this one. So there's one with the bigger ones and there's one with the smaller ones. So either size works for the tires. So that is card. I think that is it. Wow, that went together really quick. So that is my Christmas card. You could definitely mass produce that real quick. Oh, hi, Judy. Judy, you won the, let's see, where did I grab? Let's see, what did you, oh, yeah. I have too many door prizes over here. You won the opaque adhesive-backed dots. And I can't remember if I have your address or not. So if you could message me or click that, well, you're on YouTube, so you can just click that contact me link below and you can give me your mailing address and I'll get these mailed out to you. So I'm glad you got to come on. You won those from last week. Okay. Oh, thanks, Chris. I'm glad you liked it. Oh, thanks, Anne. Oh, it's perfect. Thank you. I really like how that turned out. So, last card, and this one, sorry, I got away from the microphone. You probably couldn't hear me. Last card, and this one is a fun fold card. But it's an easy one. Don't worry about it. I try not to do real super hard ones, especially with lives. I'd like you, every once in a while, you might want to make a real fancy one for somebody, but this one you could definitely do over and over again. So I know I'm going to need to clean my truck. The trees are still the same. I think that's the only thing I need to clean. Nope, no, I need to clean this one because I'm not doing another red truck this time. That's one thing. I'm making all of my trucks a different color. And don't worry, red is going to dye your stamp. You can still see through it. Cherry cobbler will definitely do it. It's a dark red. Okay, so here are the pieces for this. This is that wild wheat color. So this was the one I was going to put on the back with this one. So that was why I went with the wild wheat here. I think I'm kind of glad it worked out the way it did. I like that one better. Okay, now this is a piece that is 6.5 by 5.5. So you're going to cut off 2 inches over here. So this is 6.5 by 5.5. I'm going to go ahead and grab my trimmer here. This is the cutting blade, the dark one, so get that out of the way. I only want my scoring blade up here. And I'm going to, with the 6.5 side along the top, I'm going to score this at 2 1/4. Okay. Go over it a few times to get that scored really good. I will be needing this here in a minute, so I'll put that to the side because we've got one more thing to score. There are only 2 scores with this card. So I'll bring this here. This is actually the bottom of the card. And since we've got the DSP out, I'll go ahead and get this out. This is 5 1/4 by 2. And this one has fish on it. Go ahead and put this across here. This is just a really good set of papers, the DSP, that Let's Go Fishing. Of course, it looks perfect with the fishing stamp set, but it looks really good with this one too. Okay, so there's our base. I'm going to do some stamping here. This one was from a piece of Very Vanilla that was 4 1/4 by 3 inches, and I used the number 5 die at the Deckled Rectangles. I think these rectangles look really good with the track. They go along with the rustic feel of the cards. Now, I do need to clean off one more thing. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. The one for the road. I'm going to be using Pebbled Path again. I'll bring this in. This is the first time I think I have made landscape cards, the horizontal cards. All 3 of them. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing I did with that first card. Grab my small blending brush, go off the grid paper, onto the grid paper a little bit, and then go on to my card base, or cardstock. There we go. So now we've got our road. Now I'm going to stamp the truck, I mean. I'm going to use Memento this time, Tuxedo Black, because I kind of wanted it to be darker than the road on this one. Put that right in the center. That number 5 die of that Deckled Rectangles really works perfect for this truck when you do it this way. Then I'm going to make it be a wild wheat truck. So I'm going to do this, grab the one that colors it in. And I'm not going to stamp off this time. You definitely can if you'd rather have a lighter version. But I liked it the darker. Hold that down. Oops, it stuck to the paper. There we go. So now we have our wild wheat truck. This time I decided, I'm just changing it up a little bit. You don't always have to go with the black tires. I'm going to use my pebbled path. Oh, Christy, do you need that DSP? Yeah, you do. It is really, really good. It'll go with a lot of different masculine sets. Line up those circles. This is with the pebbled path. There we go. I just kind of like that better for the tire color on this one. Now this one is somebody getting a fresh start. This is another stamp I really like. It says every day is a fresh start. So I'm going to do this with my Tuxedo Black Memento. I'm going to angle it, do it kind of close to the truck. Not super close, about like that. Now we have to put something in the back of the truck. We've done it so far, so we need to do it on all of them. This one actually has a palm tree in it, so this is somebody probably moving to Florida. I've got a friend from high school that he's been wanting to move to Florida for a long time, and he got to do it a year or two ago. I think he's loving it. So this curves, right along here. You want to put that right along the curve of the truck. When I first stamped it, I didn't get it close enough. So you just get all the way up to the curve of the truck, line it up that way. There we go. And there is a stamp that will color in, if I can find it. There it is, the palm tree. So I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow. And this will color in. Oh, I forgot I stamped off. That's right. Which makes it easier to see through also. I thought it looked better being a little bit of a lighter green with the colors. There we go. So we've got that done. Now there's not a stamp to color in the little surfboard and the ball there. And just because I was trying to stick with the neutrals collection, you can change the colors up if you want brighter stuff. Like I said, I want to stay with one set of markers. So I'm going to do the surfboard with crumb cake. And I'm using Misty Moonlight for my ball. There we go. And, now we got to work on the sky here. I'm going to grab that's Pebbled Path. Do the sky again. I'm not going to do clouds this time. If you want to add clouds, you go right ahead. But I thought this time I'm not going to do clouds. So I'm just going to go over. I'm okay to go over the, fresh start a little bit. I don't want to go over the truck, though. Getting close to the truck. There we go. So now we've got our sky. There we go. So that one is all done. Let's see. What else do I want to do? Oh, yeah. Well, we'll do that here in just a minute. Let's put... Oh, no. Actually, I do want to do that next. I'm going to grab a piece of Very Vanilla, 5 1/4 by 4. Now, before I put this in, this is going to go on the inside. I'm not going to attach it just yet. Actually, you can. Let me think here. Nope, I'm going to. I didn't with my first card because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. If I didn't like it, then I could turn it over and do something different. But I liked it, so that we can go ahead and attach it. This will make it a lot easier because you don't have to worry about it moving on you. We'll just put this on the center of the inside. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my early espresso and grab that tree again. I'm going to hold this down. The nice thing with this being photopolymer, I can get right next to the top of that flap It's okay if it's not right up against it. Like I've got a little bit of a gap, that's going to be fixed. And you probably actually want a little bit of a gap just so you don't accidentally stamp on that little flap. I'm going to do it here. I'm just going to go right across. I think I can get 5 trees. You really don't have to go all the way across, but it looks neat when you open it up and see all those trees. And then one more right here. Okay, now I can open this up. Grab that little grass line. I can't say tree line. I already had the tree line. I'm going to clean that up because I've got quite a bit of ink on that. Done with the early espresso. I'm going to grab my Mossy Meadow. At this time, I'm not going to worry about coloring in the grass. If you want to, you definitely can. I'm just going to put this right across. It's okay if they intersect. Like when I get here to the end. Actually, I'm going to go right to the end here. And I'm okay with this overlapping a little bit. There we go. Because I don't want to get all the way to the end because then you're going to have little lines here on your card base and you don't want that. So I thought that just gives a nice little border. And then you can write your greeting down here at the bottom because you want it to be under this flap anyway. So that's why you can just write all your stuff here. I wasn't sure if I was going to like this. Oh, I need that Mossy Meadow still. And I was happy with how it turned out. Now this time I want lighter versions of the trees like I did with the palm tree on this one. So I'm going to do some stamping off again. So stamp off. I need to be careful. I got ink on that block. Be steady so I don't mess that up. I just thought this can be somebody leaving, say here I live in Indiana, leaving Indiana with the tree-lined roads and has a pine tree in this truck to take to his new house. So there we go. I'm going to grab my early espresso again. I just don't like those trunks not being colored. That vanilla is just too bright. And I'm kind of scribbling. I'm not worrying if I leave a little bit of vanilla showing. The way this looks, it doesn't have to be colored in perfect. But it's super quick and easy to do. One more tree. There we go. So we've got a nice little tree line. Oh, I did mess up. Okay, we're going to be okay. That's why I didn't want to attach it. I'm going to fix it. So if you're making this along with me and you haven't seen the video yet, it can be fixed. Don't worry. I'm going to grab, this is a piece of wild wheat. It's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Oh, that's right. 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. I'm going to turn this over. Grab my, where did it go? Oh, my seal. Now with this one, it doesn't line up perfectly in the center for this, but that is okay. I want to center the sides and the bottom. So I'm okay if there's a little more showing on top. That's actually going to be hidden. Okay, so we've got that on there. I'm going to bring in my trimmer, but using the score line again. And I'm going to line this up at 3/4 inches. And I'm lining up with a 3/4 inch here on the right. And this, I'm going to go over it quite a few times because I'm going through 2 layers of cardstock. And that's going to fold down like so. So that is all the scoring. I'm going to put some adhesive back here. And I'm going to cover, actually I'm going to grab this in case I get off the edge. Cover this piece, but making sure I stay above the score line. Now I'm going to lift this up. That's a nice thing with our seal. You can gently lift this up. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to take the whole thing off. I definitely don't have to. What I could do, here, let me just show you this way. We can do it this way. Just take the top part off. You're going to fold this down. I want a little bit of the tree showing here. I'm sorry, I'm getting on the screen. A little bit on the right. That score line is right along the edge of that very vanilla piece. And then it's attached to the back of the vanilla. And now I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive right on here, since I'm covering up the adhesive that's on the very vanilla right there. and then bring it down. So there. So if you do it like I just did, that still works. You just lift it up easily, not easily, slowly, and it'll work just fine. And that goes like this. Now, I did it again. Okay, this is what I did on my original because I thought this needs something, and I really wanted to put ribbon on it, and I should have done that before I put this on. I am really batting 1,000 tonight. Yeah, I better not. I'll just do it like I did it before. I'm going to put some adhesive on each end. I'm doing it just like I did the original, and I was going to change how I did it for you guys. So before you put this on, this vanilla piece on this wild wheat piece, wrap this around the top. It'll be a lot easier. But I'm going to lift it up a little bit. If you're not using seal, I'm not sure if it'll come up as easy as this does. I'm just going to take the end around here. It'll attach to the back since I put adhesive on the ribbon. And just push that down. And then I will do the same thing over here. So I guess I'm showing you a way to fix it if you mess up like I did. I can put it that way. Okay, so now I'm going to straighten it up a little bit again. And then push it down. There we go. So that was a 4-inch piece, and this is another 4-inch piece. I'm going to thread it under here. I'm going to tie it on with a single knot. And the nice thing with this, I can scoot this around doing it this way. If I don't have it right where I want it, I can scoot that down. Grab my scissors. I did twist that a little bit. Let me see if I can fix that. There, that's better. I'm going to hold on to the knot and kind of bring it down because I kind of like it come down like a V. I'm going to scoot it down a little bit again. You just keep playing with it until it looks the way you want it to. Then I'm going to cut this at an angle. Well, that one side's just being a pain in the neck. Probably because I twisted it. Let's see if I can twist it this way. It might work better. Oh, that's fine. There we go. So I just thought it needed a little something. I'm going to show you my original here because I got the ribbon to behave a little better on that one. Yeah, that helped a little bit. And this one is too long. I'm going to cut that a little bit again. There we go. And then with this one, once again, I'm just going to put, oh no, I'm not once again. I'm not going to put anything on the hubcaps this time with my bling. I thought I'd try something a little different. I'm going to grab 3 of the large ones. And I'm going to put them right, just make a nice little straight line right here, just a little accent down here. Since we don't have anything on this bottom corner there. So that is the last card. Actually, that's kind of working now, isn't it? Might scoot it down a little bit because it's getting in the way of my greeting. There we go, much better. Oh, that's a lot better. There you go. But I just thought it needed a little something. It looked really plain without that ribbon on there. And I love the black and white gingham. I could definitely see pumpkins in there. I wish there was a pumpkin stamp. That would look adorable. I bet you, well, we'll see. In the fall, I haven't seen the holiday catalog yet. I get to see it next week. Is that right? Yes. Wow. Next week we get to see, demonstrators get to see it online. Oh, speaking of the catalog, if you would like a catalog for me, everybody that's placed at least a $35 order since, oh, what did I say? I can't remember the date. If you get my newsletter, you can find it in the newsletter. I think I said since March, I think. Then I will automatically send out a catalog to you. Now, if you haven't done that, you can place that $35 order. If you use my host code, you'll get the card kits. I will also put you on my list to get the catalog, and that will mail out by you should get it around the end of August. So if you're interested in that, you can do that. Okay, I think that is it. Wow. With all the technical difficulties and then me messing up, that took a little longer than it should have. But it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it does come out in September, but it starts September 1st, but you'll get the catalog at the end of August. Or sometimes even the middle of August. It just depends on, because they send them out bulk mail for me, Stampin' Up does. So you should get it by the end of August, and then it starts September 1st. Okay. Thanks, Christy and everybody. I'm glad you guys are liking everything. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the preview too, Christy. It'll be fun. Oh, thanks, Michelle. I'm glad you love all 3. I haven't looked at Facebook for a while. Sorry, guys. Thanks, Paula and Linda. Thanks, Debbie. I'm glad you love the card. Oh, thanks, Karen. Yeah, this fun fold is really easy. I'm not sure if there's a name for it. If you guys can think of a name, go ahead and put it down. I saw somebody else make something similar with another. It was like, I think it was a card that was made 2 or 3 years ago. And it was actually during a bonus days. But I thought, oh, that would work great with this. And she didn't have a name for it. So I'm not sure if it could be like another flap fun fold card. But there's so many called flap fun fold. So I'm not sure what to call it. But I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, good, Linda. I'm glad you liked it. You're so welcome. And Barb, thanks so much. I'm glad you like them. And Patty. Oh, hi, Patty. I didn't see you on YouTube. I've got a few Patties over on YouTube tonight. Okay, now if I missed any of your comments, which I know I've had a lot of people on today. It's hard to keep track of everybody, especially when I'm making the cards. Because I end up looking here, I'll go ahead and go to me, and I'll go back to the card again because you'd probably rather see the cards. But yeah, a lot of times I'm chopping my head off, aren't I? I miss the comments just because I'm busy making stuff. So I do go back and read them. If you had any questions on YouTube, the way I can only answer the live chat questions over in the comments under the regular video. So you can come back when the live's over, then the recording's there, the replay, and you'll see the comments below the video because I can't comment on live chat. I hope YouTube changes that. That bugs me. Now on Facebook, I can just reply directly to your comment, so I'll be able to answer your question. So if I missed it, I'm sorry. I do go back and read everybody's comments because I really, really love it when you guys are commenting with me. It's a lot of fun to be able to talk with you. Wish I could hear your voices, but this is the second best way to do it. Let's see, Debbie, what is your blog or newsletter info? I actually have links down below in my video description. There is a link to sign up for my newsletter, and there is also a link to my blog. But it's what you see there in the watermark, too. It's www.createwithchristy.com. So that's my blog. Okay, so I actually saw a question that I'm sure I missed some. Like I said, comments, it's a little hard to miss them. Oh, thanks, Chris. I'm glad you liked the class. Oh, Judy, yeah, I love the bundle. You're going to love it, too, if you haven't made anything with it yet. These are my first cards that I've made with it, and I really, really like it. Oh, you're welcome, Debbie. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I saw that before I turned off. Okay, so I'm getting ready to go off. I will be back again next Thursday. It's going to be my last Christmas in July. I'm going to be using the So Very Merry. I couldn't remember the name of it there for a second. That's not available to purchase right now, but they say they're going to have a shipment in January 31st. So that's still in the window of the ordering for that the class next week. So that's why I'm still going to go ahead and do that because I want to finish off July with another Christmas one. Then in August, I'll go back to some annual catalog stuff. Then in September, we'll have the new stuff from the holiday catalog. So I'll start doing some classes with the holiday catalog stuff. So I am so glad you guys all got to come tonight. I hope you're all safe. Those of you who had thunderstorms. Like I said, we had some here, but nothing serious. So hopefully you guys are doing okay. I can't remember who it was. Ooh, somebody earlier said that they were having bad thunderstorms. I hope they've gone away from you. And Anne, I hope it's gotten cooler. Let's see, you're probably still pretty hot there. It hasn't gotten dark where you're at yet. It's not dark here yet, but it's getting there. So like I said, I'll get off this, like I said, at the end, I never know what to say. But I'm really glad you guys are here. This is a lot of fun, and I'll see you again next week. And if you're watching on YouTube, you subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little bell icon and select all, and YouTube will notify you every time I go live and every time I upload videos. Now, those of you on Facebook, I posted a picture of a card that used Courage and Faith stamp set. I almost forgot the name of it. And also used those paper florist dies. I think that's what they're called. I haven't done a video for that card yet, but that one I'll be uploading real soon. It's not going to be a live, but it'll be just a regular video. So be on the lookout for that. Okay. Oh, Chris, is it still storming there? Oh, great. You're the one. I couldn't remember who it was that told me that it was storming pretty bad. Boy, I hope you guys get through that because I hope you guys aren't getting the major flooding a lot of the Northeast has been getting. That's been scary, too. I've got a niece up in Pennsylvania. We haven't heard from her. I'm sure she's fine. But they've been getting a lot of rain, too. So I will see you again next week, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.